This is a new instrument cluster display for Tesla Model 3 and Y where it shows critical car information such as speed, battery, turn signal, and more. You can also easily flip this display and charge your phone as it comes with a MagSafe wireless charging capability. We have reviewed quite a lot of instrument cluster displays in this channel, anywhere from the rectangular ones that have embedded CarPlay, the older model with front bumper camera, the circular display, the integrated dash display, cell phone cluster, and this is the newest one to the market and fits the needs of many of you who have been reaching out to me to find a simple cluster that doesn't cost you a fortune. Let's go through the installation and I'll show you the product demo and discuss my thoughts about this instrument cluster. The package comes with everything you need, including the tools for this installation. First, it has the cluster panel itself. Then there are two wire harnesses. One of them is for the new 2022 Model 3 and Y with an AMD chip. The other cable is for the cars with Intel chips. They also send you a pry tool and a screwdriver along with the screws we'll use for this installation. Finally, there is the steering wheel panel. First, we'll grab the main instrument cluster and insert it into the holder. It only fits one way, so align the side with the edge and insert the cluster into the holder. Then we'll put those two screws that came with the kit. The screwdriver that came with the kit does a fine job, but you might want a longer Phillips head screwdriver which is easier to use. Tighten those screws really well, but don't over tighten them as it is going into a plastic part and you might break it. At the end, after you secure both of those screws, the whole assembly should be really flush together. There is a little arrow that shows the turn, so you can flip between the cluster and the wireless charger, which we will discuss here in a little bit. Before you begin the installation, adjust the steering wheel so it is all the way outward and down. Take a plastic pry tool and peel off the side dash panel. This piece comes right out and shouldn't require much force. This piece is held using two clips on the top and one clip on the bottom. Do this on both driver and the passenger side. If you have a newer Tesla model, this end cap will be integrated to the dash assembly and you don't have to remove it. On the older models, you can remove this end cap. To remove the end cap, just use a plastic pry tool and pry it out on both sides. Now simply lift the dash from one side and make your way to the other side. The dash should come right out without having to use much force. The dash is secured using several plastic clips that are clipped down all over the dash. Next, undo the two plastic fasteners here. This is why I said it would be helpful because you need to remove the top steering wheel panel and pry tool doesn't go in easy. You can use your hands to lift from the back and the panel comes off super easily. Take your time removing the top panel by lifting it up on all sides. Remove the panel and set it aside. Grab the steering wheel panel we removed earlier and we'll need to remove the leather part. To remove the leather part, first pull on each end to undo the end clips. Simply pinch and push the inner tabs to release the leather part. We need to put this leather part into our new display. All you have to do is start from one edge and hook the end piece to it. Then insert these plastic clips by pressing on them. And finally, you can pull on the leather piece to slide the other end clip into the display bracket. We'll move on to the passenger side footwell. There, we'll remove these 4 plastic screws using a pry tool. These aren't difficult to remove, but that space is very tight here. Once the screws are removed, you can remove the front bottom plate. Don't forget that there are 2 connectors you have to unhook. Pinch on the middle part of the light connector and while holding it down, pull the connector out. The speaker connector just unplugs when you pull on it. Now this next part is the hardest part of the installation. You have to reach under the footwell and remove a gray plug from the Tesla computer. There is no easy way to do this, but I have found that being in this position helps. Since it is really hard to show you in that tight space down there, I'm going to show you a demonstration of what you need to do. So think of this as the Tesla's plug. So right now this would be your gray plug that is connected to the Tesla's computer, and to remove this male one, what you have to do is pinch right here, and then while holding it you have to just remove it, and that is when that plug comes out and you are left with just this female plug attached to the Tesla. This plug is removed. Now what you need to do is grab your new plug. This is the new plug that comes with this installation, and what you need to do is this male plug that you removed earlier, plug it into this female plug of that new harness. So when you plug, you'll hear a click and then this will plug. And now take the male side of this new harness, so this is the new harness that came with the kit, Now take the male side of this one and then go to your original Tesla location where you removed this male plug earlier, and then go ahead and plug this new male plug into the female plug of Tesla. If you have a 2022 Model 3 or Y with an AMD chip, this plug will be located under the side door panel. Contact the seller to send you more information on that if you have the newer cars. That whole sequence of removal and insertion needs to be completed within a few minutes, otherwise Tesla goes into a protection mode. If you find yourself in that situation where the audio doesn't work after the installation, just lock your car and let it sleep for an hour. When the car wakes up, that issue will be gone. Remove this side door panel clip. Now route the other end of the cable through this area between the door panel and the glove box. Next, we'll pull the cable that we just routed from the autopilot computer. You should be able to hear a click when it secures. Then, we just have to install this steering wheel piece. This could be a little stubborn, so have to have some patience and don't be afraid to use some force to secure it. Make sure all the clips are aligned before pressing down to secure the bracket. You can route the wire from the very middle. Now we can install the dash. Make sure the new cable is not blocking any of the dash hinges, and you can securely push the dash down. This might take a little while, but please do not force the dash in. If it is not going in easy, likely there is an obstacle somewhere. Don't forget the top side panel and the side door panel. Also, bottom footwell panel and those two connectors. This is what it looks like when it first powers on. You will see a welcome sign, you'll see the headlight and the fog light, and if they're on, the current gear selection in the very middle with the speed, door open indicator, and a battery percentage. It shows the turn signal indicators and live gear selection. While driving, it shows the autopilot sign, the speed limit, and all the other critical information such as speed and turn signals. It is real time, accurate, and it doesn't have any lag from what we can see on the Tesla screen. You also have the option to change between different views. All you have to do is press and hold on the left scroll wheel button for a few seconds and it will go into the settings. And you can just slide the top wheel up or down to change between different interfaces. They have some pretty cool looking SD interfaces here. You have the white cluster interface, which is great for darker days. Then you have this very simple but larger font red and black interface that still shows all the critical car information. And then you also have this hybrid one that has a darker red interface. You can somewhat adjust the brightness of the new display using the main Tesla setting. For the wireless charging, all you have to do is flip the screen and clamp your phone into the holder. If you have a MagSafe compatible phone, it'll recognize it and start charging right away. You can also flip the screen while the phone is charging and still use the instrument cluster display. The MagSafe charging feature is pretty handy as it is one-hand operation even for a larger phone like mine. This capability of MagSafe charging allows you to use your phone for navigation purposes, especially if you drive for ride sharing or delivery services. There is a USB-C port in the display, which I believe is for future software updates. However, you can also use this port to charge your phone. All you have to do is find a USB-C to Lightning cable for iPhone and USB-C to micro or USB-C for other phones. This is not as fancy as the other instrument clusters we have reviewed, but I think it does the job and is really small yet very effective. I do think this is a bit small and wish it was a larger size, but a smaller size means it doesn't really block the airflow. It looks very well integrated from both the inside and outside of the car. If you want more features such as CarPlay, Waze, etc., you can check out the review link below for a different instrument cluster from Hansho. What do you all think about this product? Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I think it has some pretty great potential and I hope Hansho keeps the display updated over time. Thank you very much for your continued support. I'll be back again with another cool Tesla accessory.